Hello again from Herts at War. Just a quick video looking at another item that came into us over the weekend. It's quite a nice one, and I suppose one of the leftovers from the First World War that still we find in sort of everyday life today. This, of course, is this one in particular is an example of a First World War wristwatch. Now, anybody that's sort of looked into the First World War in any detail would realise that at least in terms of popularising the wristwatch, the First World War was a big turning point in that kind of history. I suppose the idea originally comes down to the fact that during the First World War, officers in particular, who would tend to originally carry a fob watch on a chain in the pocket, would quite regularly be in a position where they were carrying either a map case or a pair of binoculars or an officer's cane or even a pistol. And would have cause to look at their fob watch and wouldn't be able to do it by the amount of stuff that they were carrying. And so someone came up with the idea, and this is a very early example and perhaps one of the most obvious from the period. So the idea came up that what you do is you take a sort of standard issue, a small fob watch, occasionally a lady's watch, and you would create a case for it and a strap, so that you could tie it around your wrist, and therefore you could tell the time and look at the watch without having to put down your pistol or your map case or whatever it might be. And these were fairly popular, used by both sides in the First World War. This particular watch here is a nice example. Not particularly expensive one, as it doesn't have the additional second hand that you might find separate from the rest of the watch. But as I say, the strap and case is fairly indicative of a First World War wristwatch, and we do know it's dated from the period, and that it certainly would have been used possibly by someone in the other ranks if they had enough money, or perhaps a junior officer. But as I say, made out of leather and designed around this particular watch to contain it. It's a wind-up mechanism. And a nice piece of history about the First World War that obviously still has its resonance in today. So yeah, there we are. Thanks.